Hello and welcome everyone to my channel The Storytellers. In today's video, I will tell you about the Sultans of Delhi, the different dynasties who ruled over Delhi and the rulers who made major improvement in the region or took revolutionary steps towards working better. Let us take a look. The period of Delhi Sultanates starts from 1206 Common Era to 1526 Common Era. This period is called as Delhi Sultanate period because most of the ruler they took over the Delhi and declared themselves as the Sultan of Delhi. So that's why this period is called as the period of Delhi Sultanate. Now major dynasties who ruled over Delhi are Slave dynasty, Khilji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyidi dynasty and Lodi dynasty. In further slides, we will learn about these dynasties and who established these dynasties and then the rulers who ruled over these dynasties' kingdom. But before learning that, we must be knowing that how we came to know that who was the ruler, how they ruled over their region, what was their policies, how the people lived in the reign of those rulers. We came to know about these things with the help of coins. Each and every emperor had the coins because without coin there should not be any trade, and if there is no trade, no one can purchase the food for themselves. So each and every civilization and dynasty have coins. We look at the coin and came to know that the region or the king was prosperous or not. If the coin is made up of gold, the region should be richer, and if it is made up of brass or iron, the region should not be that richer. And sometimes if we say is that in a region coins were made up of iron, then we can think of it that the people of that region might be knowing about iron. So this way coin, architecture, mosque and the accounts of foreign traveler tells us about the situation and conditions of that region. Now few important accounts are Ibn Battuta. He was from Morocco and he told us about Muhammad Tughlaq. And similarly there are other names. Hassan Nizami, he was from Ghazni and he wrote about Qutbuddin Aibak. Mir Siraj, he wrote all about Delhi Sultanate in his book Nabagat-e-Nasiri. Zia Un bin Baruni, he wrote about Muhammad Tughlaq and Firoz Tughlaq in his account Tairaki-e-Firoz Shahi. Now we will learn about these dynasties. The first one is Slave dynasty. This dynasty was formed by Qutbuddin Aibak. This Qutbuddin Aibak was the slave of Muhammad Ghori. That's why it is called as Slave dynasty. This Qutbuddin Aibak helped Muhammad Ghori in winning the Battle of Tarain, and thus after that he was named as Lakh Baksh, means the one who gives lakhs of rupees or money. And he also started the building of Qutub Minar. He built a mosque which was named as Quwwat-e-Islam. Now I have mentioned that he started building Qutub Minar, which means he started making it, but it was completed in the reign of Iltutmish. Now let us take a look who were the rulers of Slave dynasty. Now it was founded by Qutbuddin Aibak, then Iltutmish, who was his son-in-law. He took over the reign, and here are some changes which he made. Iktas, he made small areas and named them provinces called as Iktas, and these were made to collect the revenue, to collect the taxes from the people, and the head of these Iktas were called as Iqtadars or Muktis. He also made Tanka, which was a silver coin, and Jitals, these were copper coins. After him, his daughter Razia Sultan took over, and she was the first and only Muslim ruler to rule a region. After her and before her, there was no one who was a female ruler and also was a Muslim. But as the Orthodox society was there, they never accepted Razia Sultan as their ruler. And after that, no efficient ruler came to the reign. So the region was not that stable at that time. But after Razia Sultan, there was another efficient ruler who came after many years. He was Ghiyasuddin Balban. And Balban was a king who had philosophies towards the position of king. He said that king is a messenger of God, and he started divine ruling policies and introduced sajda, means bowing down in front of king. He also stopped the revolts. He fought with the Mewati Rajput and also stopped the rebellion in Doab region. Doab means two waters, where two water bodies are present, is called as Doab. Do is two, Ab is water. This was all about the rulers of slave dynasty. It started with Qutbuddin Aibak and ended with Ghiyasuddin Balban. Now let us look further. Next was Khilji dynasty. After slave dynasty, Khilji dynasty took over the Delhi. Jalaluddin Khilji, he was the commander of slave dynasty and he founded this Khilji dynasty. After the Balban, the slave dynasty was not powerful enough to hold upon their reign. So the small nobles or rich people started rebellion. They started rebellion and they throw the king out of his throne. They tried to get the powers which the king already had. So one of the noble or the commander was Jalaluddin Khilji. He took over the slave dynasty and established the Khilji dynasty. But he was very old when he took over the dynasty. He was approximately 70 years when he became the ruler of Delhi. So his grandson, his name was Alauddin Khilji. He killed the Jalaluddin Khilji and became the ruler after that. And from this dynasty we only have two rulers, which is Jalaluddin Khilji and Alauddin Khilji. But Alauddin Khilji made many reforms. He maintained spy system because he found out that in their spy system there are many glitches. That's why revenue is not being collected. He prohibited the liquor, means he asked the people that they cannot drink the whiskey, wine or any alcoholic product. He stopped gathering of nobles because nobles were trying to get the power and became the king. So he announced that no noble can become the can collect in group. They can't talk to each other, and if they are not talking to each other, they will be less powerful. And confiscated the gift of nobles. If they are working against him, why he will give gift to the nobles? So he stopped that as well. Now next is Tughlaq dynasty. After the death of Alauddin Khilji, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, he took over the region of Delhi and became the ruler and captured all the land which was taken by Alauddin Khilji. He also built the fort of Tughlaqabad. Now in this dynasty there were three major rulers: Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq established the Tughlaq dynasty. Muhammad bin Tughlaq made major reforms. He shifted the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Means earlier all these peoples, all strong dynasties were ruling over Delhi, but now this Delhi was shifted to Daulatabad. And he also started token currency. Earlier the rulers were using gold coin, silver coin, copper coins, but he started the system of token currency. Next one was Firoz Shah Tughlaq. He thought that currency and forts are not that important, so he focused on agriculture improvement. He constructed canals, irrigation system. He provided better supply to the farmers and to the people who are living in the town. He also made towns like Hisar, Jaunpur, Firozabad, and in these towns he provided proper infrastructure and water to the people of his region. He imposed jizya. Jizya was the tax who were applied or implemented over the people who were not Muslims. Whenever they want to go to a religious place, they used to pay jizya because they were not Muslims. If you want to practice any other religion than Muslim, then you have to pay tax for being Muslim, for being not a Muslim. Next, build sarais. Sarais are the places where travelers or those people who are coming for the tourist stay. These places are called as sarais. Now, when the Firoz Shah Tughlaq was died, after that India was facing the attack of Temur Lung. And he had a commander whose name was Khaz Khan. When Temur Lung came to India and plundered the money from India, he left this Khazar Khan as the ruler or the assistant of that ruler in the region. Means Temur Lung will go to his hometown and Khazar Khan will take care of his region as a representative of Temur Lung. But Khazar Khan established his own dynasty, which was named as Sayyid dynasty. But they did not made any major landmark in the history of India, and there were no significant buildings or significant work in the India during his reign. These are the rulers who were in the Sayyid dynasty: Khazar Khan, then Mubarak Khan, after him Muhammad Shah, and last one was Alam Shah. Then after that came Lodi dynasty. Lodi dynasty made a severe impact on Indian history. The founder was Behlol Lodi. He was from Afghan. Behlol Lodi, he was the founder. After him, his son Sikandar Lodi took over the reign. And Sikandar Lodi, what he did? He built Jaunpur, Bihar fort again. He rebuilt them and signed a non-aggression treaty with the Sultan of Bihar. Means he would not fight with the Sultan of Bihar and also with the region of Punjab and Bengal. He would not attack on Punjab and Bengal as well after this treaty. Next one was Ibrahim Lodi, who took over after Sikandar Lodi. He was hated by nobles. As we have earlier learned in the slides, that nobles were rich peoples. They were having the power of money, but they were not the rulers. So they tried to use their money to become the king of that region. So Ibrahim Lodi, being a good king, he knew that noble would never support him. So he replaced old nobles, and that's why he faced many revolts, because nobles who were powerful, they are against the king. They would not be supporting the king, so people will go against them because they are not having money now. Alam Shah of Punjab, Daulat Khan Lodi, he was the governor of Punjab, and the Babur, who was ruler of Kabul. They all killed him in the first battle of Panipat. And after, with his death, it ended the Lodi dynasty as well. Now, in previous slides, we have learned that many dynasties came and all declined. They all get ruined. How and why it happened? We will learn in these slides. Lack of successful rulers means when there was strong rulers, they were creating the strong empires. But if there is no strong ruler, they would not be having a strong empire. As we have seen in Khilji dynasty, there were no one who can stand behind Alauddin Khilji, or no one as a heir of Alauddin Khilji who can handle his empire. So Khilji dynasty ended very soon. power in the hand of nobles. In previous slide, we have learned that Alauddin Khilji was against the noble and Ibrahim Lodi was against the nobles because they were not supporting the kings, which means king is having the power but he is not having the money, and without money they would not be able to maintain their area and the people, and they would not be able to provide proper facilities to the kings. Next is arrogance policy. In previous slides, except Ibrahim Lodi, no one tried to communicate or make a good bond with the neighbors. Means if there are two neighboring countries, if they are Mughal, Afghan or Tughlaqs, they were fighting with the Rajputs or Jats, Gurjars and other their neighbors like Sikhs and Marathas. So it was not creating a harmony in this region, and if there is no harmony, they will be wasting their men who are dying in the war, their money to fight. They need weapons, they need food, they need shelter outside their country. So this was also causing harm. Next is the rulers followed inconsistency policies. Means they are not saying same always. If once they are in favor of good things like harmony between religions, they impose jizya, they remove the jizyas. Then other ruler comes or they find it harmful for themselves, they impose jizya again. Sometimes the ruler provided people to live freely, but on the other hand, after a few months they used to say, no, you are not allowed to live freely, you have to be following rules which are providing, which are being provided to you. So sometimes they were in the favor of same thing, and sometimes they opposed their own opinions. Next was weak judicial and administrative decisions. Means many of the rulers were not able to find out what they should be doing with the people of their region, how they should be treating the laws and the orders of their region, and how they need to administrate over their region, and how they will find out what should be done for the people and what should be done for the region. Tax on non-Muslims. Many taxes like jizya, izzat were applied over the non-Muslim rulers, or basically over peoples, or basically over the Hindus. So Hindus were not happy with the Mughal, Tughlaq or other Muslim rulers, because for the same work, for their own place, in living in their own house, they were paying the tax for that. So they were not happy as well. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe the channel to get notification of further videos. Thank you.